Well, we've got a nice short module here. When does the transfer take place? Pretty easy. There's a little bit of debate about whether a transfer can extend over a period or whether it has to happen at a particular point in time. Case law originally suggested the former, but the European Court of Justice has recently decided that it has to happen at a particular point in time. But to make it all nice and easy, Regulation 3.6 of TUPE says a transfer can consist of a series of two or more transactions. So which is it? Well, the UK courts have applied the European ruling and said that the transfer takes place when responsibility for the business transfers from the transferor to the transferee. It's a factual date and time and not something that can be agreed between the parties if the facts point to something different. So in a case called Housing Maintenance Solutions and JF McAteer, the Employment Tribunal decided that the transfer happened when the new employer took responsibility for the transferring employees, and the Employment Appeal Tribunal said that was wrong. The transfer takes place when the new employer takes responsibility for the business, not for the employees. In terms of legal paperwork, transfer usually takes place on completion rather than on exchange of contracts, but the definitive answer is always in the facts of the transaction, when the new employer takes responsibility for the business, not when the paperwork is technically signed off. The situation's usually easy to establish in 90% of cases, particularly in service provision cases where the service provision changeover usually happens on a particular date, and it's obvious from the contract what date the cleaning services get contracted out or recontracted and retendered or brought back in-house. It's screamingly obvious. The date of the TUPE transfer is very rarely an issue in practice, which is why this is a nice short module.